Today we're doing Italian pasta from scratch, man. Egg noodles with our local farm eggs, a little bit of salt, olive oil, and we're gonna sift the flour. This is a 00 flour, a little bit more fine than all-purpose, but we're still gonna sift it through so we can get the consistency of the noodle. Put it in the sifter. No worries on the splash. Now we sift away. Slap the sides, ensure you're getting all of that. This is an old school system, and I love it. Keep it authentic. And the reason why we want to sift this, while we're sifting, look at what's left over. That's going to be in your pasta, and we don't want those nuggets in there. Make our tongue all the way to the board. Once you hear it scrape a bit, good to go. These eggs have been sitting out to room temp. 258 grams, 5 eggs. Okay. Right, 5, and that's going to give you exactly 258 grams of eggs. Okay, so you got your tunnel, and now I'm going to go grab a dinner fork, and then we're just going to whisk away, and we're going to look for a pancake batter consistency. You can grab a fork. I'm going to go ahead and start incorporating those egg yolks with the flour. So you see me scraping the bottom. Scrape the bottom of our tunnel. Mixed up. You can see it. And what I like to do, not as traditional, but I like a little teaspoon of olive oil. It just gives the noodles a silky texture once you cook them. And as we all know, fresh noodles, man, what take maybe 2-3 minutes tops, versus your box of noodles, which after you do this, you'll never buy a box of noodles again. After you do this, man, it's just gonna take you to another place. Those box of noodles will take about 15 minutes to boil. Sauce is already done, not with these. So we're just gonna work it. And as we all know, Italian food is a labor of love. So, you know, imagine the pasta grannies. Shout out to the pasta grannies. Man, I watch a lot of their videos, and as you can see, as you can tell from their wisdom, it's a labor of love that goes into the way that they make pasta. And that tunnel is gonna get wider and wider because I'm gonna keep breaking down that wall. Keep breaking down that wall more and more. And another reason pasta keeps you focused is if you go a little too crazy, you're gonna break your wall. But don't panic if you do. If you break your wall, it's okay. We'll fix it. But if the labor of love is the consistency, the patience, working it. My advice, put on your favorite mixtape, your favorite album, what's going on right now, and you want to listen to about 3 songs. And I'm just giving you a heads up because kneading the dough is quite the process. Well, so prepare your favorite music. I love to play Italian music when I'm doing pasta. Just puts me in the zone. We're almost there. I'm gonna add a couple grams of salt around the rim. That's where we're gonna get our flavor. Dehydrate the pasta a little bit while we're cooking it. And then when we add the dough to the sauce, or the pasta to the sauce, man, second to none absorption of the sauce. And as you can see, my tunnel has gotten wider and wider, which is an indicator it's almost time. As you see, we're really good pancake batter texture. I'm just gonna go a little further so when we incorporate the rest of this flour, the rest of our tunnel, we're not gonna have so much spillage, right? And the reason why I love that olive oil, it gives it this silky look, because sometimes when you're done, your fork is really nasty. We don't like that. Let's work clean. About there now. incorporate and keep your chopper on deck. We're gonna begin to chop that flour in. Everyone's technique is different, but I like to chop from one side, keep my board clean, because this side will be the remaining flour. And I like to do mine like this so I can separate what's left from the flour. And I can concentrate on the hydration or the moisture in the dough to see exactly where I need to be. Okay, so now, as you can see, every gram counts. Now we put our hands to work. Secret, if your measurements are correct, you have nothing to worry about whatsoever. It's all gonna come together for you. And so our technique while doing our pasta dough, we're folding the air inside, pushing. You're not doing so much of a stretch. You're folding the dough inside, pushing. Okay, go ahead and make you a pasta sandwich. Okay, so the pasta dough will pick up all of that remaining dough around it. And I know you see my hands a little messy. Proper technique, proper measurements, it won't be like that. You can see the air being incorporated into the dough, bringing all that gluten into the dough. We have semolina pasta, which is no flour required, just straight semolina, which I love, gluten-free. Just let that dough naturally pick up its surroundings. And so the reason why I do that, I feel like my hydration is there. All right. Make one more pasta sandwich. Clean my board. Fold, roll. Could have had a career in massage therapy thanks to pasta. And as you can see what we're looking for, you know it's right. You see it's springing back on you, and you're doing the right thing. But you got it. That's why I say put on your favorite mixtape, favorite album, about 3 songs in, and then listen to one more. This pasta will be nice and done for you. And so after about 10 minutes of kneading, okay. So usually what I can do, I can wrap this right now, right? After about a good 5 minutes. And what I can do is let it rest. It's a longer process. Evan Funky, he has this process where he'll wrap it, let it rest 15 minutes, unwrap it, knead it again. Wrap it, let it rest, room temperature, and knead it again. And when I tell you, man, it's probably one of the most magnificent processes I've ever witness. So with this dough, we're just gonna let it ride, right? And so we see it's coming together. When it's tacky like that, that means the gluten is fighting, okay? But we know we're in the right zone. Our measurements were amazing, okay? We can imprint, spring back. And what do you notice about my hands? Clean. I'm not doing this because my measurements were proper. We can feed 6 to 8 people with this ball right here, for certain. And just depending on the portion, you usually want to give like 8 ounces of pasta per guest. And so we're going to roll out a couple of shapes. And yeah, because I got a dough already prepared, so you got it. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead. We're going to use Evan's resting technique on this one. Use your ball face down, corners in. Okay, so get all that air out of there. Corners in. Now I'm gonna let that cool in the fridge, right? Well, here we go. Got our dough rested, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you did the job. Okay, first of all, you smooth as a baby's bottom. We're gonna go ahead and cut that open. Okay, you got your air bubbles, okay, where you put in the gluten, it worked, right? And everything is smooth. If you rough in here, you underknead it, my friend. Don't never underknead. And so another thing, always keep your dough covered. When you're rolling out, keep your ball covered, because guess what? If you get a layer of skin on this, everything that you worked for is over. Don't try to save it. Don't try to roll it through the machine. It's over. Forget about it. So I'll grab our rolling pin, dust that. And dust our piece. Let's roll. Let's get it nice and flat, because we're going right into level 1. Pasta machine, always start on stage 1. Why? Because of consistency. And we want to go this 3 times. We want to go through this 3 times. Okay? Let it catch, let it ride. It's your first go. Catch, let it ride. And you'll feel the dough where it's just nice and even. Okay, 3 times exactly. You can keep going. You can do 5 if you want, but you at least have to do 3 so we can get consistency in the dough. Get it pressed out. Now we're on level 2. Now you're gonna see this thing stretch a little bit. And it's gonna come further and further and further. The catch, let it rip. And as you can see, I keep Bobby dusty, okay? I keep him dusty, just so we don't have any stickage with our dough, all right? And we can just run it through. Amazon, you can go on Amazon. You can get one for 20 bucks. Get one for 20 bucks, and it's as authentic as you want it to be. You can get an electric one, an automatic one, but this probably has to be my favorite. Definitely a focused tool. Definitely. And all we're doing is just rolling that dough out, making it great. We're gonna make a couple pasta shapes for you, just to let you see how we get down, and let you know it's not coming from a box. It's stage coach talent. We'll go through 4 again, because 5 we're really about to stretch it out. And look at the consistency that adds to the dough by letting the machine do the work. You don't have to force it. Just let the machine do the work, and you just be a guide. A little dust. When you're rolling, listen, don't get nervous, right? Like, say I get a little bend in there. It's life. Just keep going, right? The machine will do the work, as you can see. Just keep going. That's a life lesson. And most of all, just go with the flow. This is about as thick as I want it for maybe pappardelle, fettuccine. And Mama would say, if I can see my hand, I can see Modena. Okay? That's when you know you're proper. Cut for consistency. Take a sheet, and let's just roll a fettuccine. Dust, then ride. A little bit of flour. There we go. Nice fettuccine. Give you my favorite 2. Pappardelle. Another favorite. Flour. Yeah. Fold. Flour. dusty enough there. Okay. About that thickness. Now this is a hand cut. Okay. About 1.5 inches. Nice and thick pasta. And you pair this sauce with a ragu bolognese. Okay. And, a little bit of dust. Froth up. And there you have it. Beautiful. And that's the love and the secret of handmade pasta. And that's how we do it here. So here we are, Chef Jesse Holmes, right now in the Stagecoach Tavern. Just showed you guys how to make handmade pasta from scratch, Italian style. One of my favorite cuisines that comes from a labor of love and great technique and all from the heart. Another thing about pasta, nothing is perfect, right? Just like humans, nothing is perfect. So if you ever want to come taste and join us on this journey as we create more beautiful dishes from scratch, you can follow us on Instagram at the Stagecoach Tavern, just how it's spelled, just how it sounds. You can follow me personally on Instagram at Chef Jesse Holmes, just how it sounds, just how it's spelled. No I, Jesse, Chef Jesse Holmes.